Today we're going to do a series of exercises that are designed to nurture the belly, nurture the stomach, the digestive system. And we'll start off with just activating our hands because we're going to use our hands in a second to do something called mo rubbing. So let's just rub down the fingers a little bit. Just get the hands a little bit activated. And then let's bounce these together. Get some acupuncture points going there. A little bit on the wrist, bottom of the palm, and then like that in the crevice between the thumb and the forefinger. And then all of the fingers, let's do those. And then holding them together, we're going to wrap around a little bit. And then just rub. Rubbing the hands together. And come back, we'll rub down the fingers again. Very good for circulation. A little slapping going on. Let's just rub the wrists as well. The inner and outer gates in the forearm, right at the wrist level. And a little bit more heat. And just because it's so fun, we're just going to put that over our face to begin with. Sending a little love to our face. Feels so good. And then we're going to bring it down to our belly. And just rest the hands on the belly. Earth element rolls over the digestion. There's a little bit of fire that's necessary there as well. So those are the two key aspects of digestive system. Is going to be the earth and the fire. So it's stomach, spleen is the earth component, and then the small intestines is the fire component. Those are the systems involved. So we're radiating energy into our digestive system right now. Sending a little bit love. And now we're going to do something that's called mo rubbing. Now, mo rubbing, I just read an article on, they did mo rubbing with diabetic mice. It was kind of funny because they feed the mice a high-fat diet to induce diabetes, type 2 diabetes in them. And they're all got crazy blood sugar, that sort of thing. And then for 8 weeks, they rub their little bellies, mo rubbing, for 30 minutes a day. And they compared it to a GLP-1 agonist. I'll throw the name on the screen here and the paper as well. But they compared it to that, and the mo rubbing was as effective and in some areas more effective than the drug. So I know we're not mice, but and we don't get our little bellies rubbed. So where we're going to be rubbing is right at the umbilical. So find your umbilical cord. And I like to do skin on skin, if you can. So we can find our little umbilical right there. And then there's a couple of points that are really important. So this is called CV8, conception vessel 8. And about 4 fingers above that is conception vessel 12. So that's one of the points we're going to be rubbing on. And then right next to the stomach, there's actually 2 stomach points, which are really good for like stomach pain. I mean, if you ever have stomach pain, you can just rub these 2 points. And they're 2 thumb whips and maybe finger whips on your bigger knuckle from the umbilical, your belly button. So just a little bit out like that is those 2 points. And those are good to rub just in general. But with mo rubbing, what you're doing is you're rubbing in a circle. So going in the direction of a clockwise, hitting that conception vessel 12 and then the stomach points and the navel. And, if you do your whole hand, you're kind of hitting everything. You can't miss everything. As long as you got the navel in there and you're kind of up, kind of almost under my ribs are here. So it's almost right at the end of the ribs there. So you're going to be rubbing like this, and you can go skin on skin, You can go over. That's fine too. And then just rubbing. So yeah, this is shown to lower blood sugar, stabilize it so you're not getting spikes, all those kind of things. It's really kind of an amazing thing that they use in China. So it's part of the treatment protocols in China. And there's a lot of different ways they do Mo rubbing while walking. It's called health walking, I think. And part of it is Mo rubbing. And then there's a few other postures and mudras that they use. When one hand gets tired, I switch to the other. Still going clockwise. I'm yakking away, but you want to just kind of just be focusing on that energy. You generated a bunch of energy in your hand, and now you're just radiating into your system. You're stimulating those points. It's balancing the pancreas, the blood sugar. It's balancing your stomach. It's relieving gas because you're hitting those stomach points. So really good. And it's something, they did it on mice 30 minutes a day. It's something you can just do. You can sit there if you want to watch TV or whatever you do, be a couch potato, and you can just do a little Mo rubbing. It's going to help balance things out, get your system working better again. Because what is diabetes type 2, right? It's just insulin resistance. Well, what if your insulin wasn't resistant anymore? So yeah, very supportive. You use it along whatever else you're doing medically, if you've got medical treatment for a system, or if you're just trying to prevent something, or if your gut's just a little bit off. So this is a really nice one for just sending some love in. And again, more present there. You're slow breathing into the body. Our last Chair Qigong was all on that breath, and you're still using that breath, deep breath in. And before that, we did the whole healing sounds series. And I actually do the Mo rubbing every day. And I do it with the healing sound for the stomach spleen. So it's big inhale all the way around, and then really good. The healing sounds expel emotional energy that's been trapped in your system. So this is the one that's going to help purge out anything that's messing with your your gut. Yeah, and let's just slow it down and just take a moment. Notice how your body's feeling. Slow, deep breathing. Just a little activation in the hands. And then now the belly. I'm going to actually go a little bit lower now. Do some of that deep belly breathing where you're expanding not only the front, but the sides and the back of the belly. Bringing that breath in, releasing all tension in your digestive system, releasing tension throughout the body. Relax your eyes, relax your face, relax your toes. And then we're going to finish with a flow for the stomach spleen, for the earth element. Palms face down, just pushing out and coming back in. Exhale out. Inhale, gather energy, bring it back into center. Exhale. You can do a little rock with this as well. Exhale out. Imagine you're actually sitting in a pond. Nice warm water. It's up to waist deep. Sitting down, and you're just gliding your hands across the water. Pebble in a pond. We're just skimming the water with our hands. The hands are face down because they're gathering earth energy, and you're just bringing it to center, and you're skimming the water again, releasing anything you don't need. With that exhale, using the breath, slow, deep inhale, bring it back in. You can pause, you can savor it. So I'm just kind of As I go out, I'm kind of curling my back a little bit, kind of moving my hips. I'm kind of trying to pump my legs a little bit by moving my hips, I guess is what's going on here. So I'm back on the back, and then I'm sitting up tall again as I come in. Just kind of rolling my pelvis a little bit, sitting up tall. Very subtle, but you can think about as you go out, you're dropping energy. So you're actually a little bit extra, a little bit more pressure on your heel. That drops energy in the body. And then as you sit up more and come back in, you're a little bit more on the balls of the feet. Just not very much, but that subtle bit of shift just moves energy in the body effortlessly. And without even thinking about it, I'm just kind of having you notice it maybe. You're doing that already. You're moving your body. As soon as you relax and loosen up, your body naturally moves in the way that's more conducive to healing. Pebble in the pond, earth element. Earth element, it's usually attributed to seasonally to the change in the season, which when I'm recording this right now, it's perfect earth time here in California. We're towards the end of August, and August is our transition from summer to fall. The redwoods are losing their leaves or whatever they're called. They're changing colors, and they drop they're semi-deciduous. They're an evergreen, but they're semi-deciduous. So they drop a little bit of their foliage every fall, and they've already started doing that. So the 2 weeks between season changes is considered a great time to really work on the earth element. Nurture yourself. Earth element is going to be nice, warm cooked foods. You don't want anything cold, raw. That's not going to be nurturing. You're going to dampen out the fire too much in most cases. There's a place for raw and cold foods, but for the most part, when you're just talking about smoothing out the digestive system, you're going to look for ginger, cardamom, cinnamons, warm things, warm spices for the system, just to keep it working really well. Last one, pushing out, bringing that energy, just scoop it back into center. We'll rest with our hands over our belly, over the lower dantian. And we'll take 3 more deep breaths, breathing not only into the front of the belly, but the back and the sides. Full expansion, and then a full exhale. And one more. Thank you for practicing with me today. Keep it going. I'll see you soon.